Technology is moving ahead. Changes are being made everywhere you go, and everyone is busy. Business today is a fast paced, no nonsense environment where productivity and efficiency mean everything. Workers today must be productive, extremely efficient, and well trained. We work and live in an environment that requires your full attention to what you're doing. No room for mistakes. That's just the way business works. No matter what job you have or in what industry you work, there are responsibilities associated with your job. Part of these responsibilities is safety. Safety for you and the safety of your coworkers and visitors to your facilities. Over the many years, safety has evolved into a very high-profile responsibility. Safety laws and regulations are becoming more stringent and demanding. Worker compensation costs are eroding profitability, and businesses are faced with greater challenges in the workplace. General safety rules. Reporting to work rested, alert, and ready to perform your job is the first step. Fatigue may affect your ability to work safely. Next, wear appropriate clothing for the job. Follow your company's dress code. This includes wearing proper footwear for the job. Even in offices, low heels should be worn, as high heels have a tendency to reduce your stability when walking and also increases fatigue in your feet and back. Yes, we said your back because wearing high heels place your back in an unusual position, causing the vertebrae to become misaligned, which can create back fatigue and increase the chances for back injuries. If you'll be working in an area with equipment and machinery, don't wear rings and jewelry that can get caught in the moving parts. Keep long hair tied back or under a hat, again to avoid getting caught in machines. Clothing should fit properly, allowing room for movement without being so loose it could get caught in moving parts. Your company provides necessary first aid and medical treatment for injuries. If you are injured on the job, report the accident to your supervisor immediately so that proper medical treatment can be provided. First aid or professional medical treatment will be given as necessary. However, you must report all accidents and injuries when they occur, even if your injury does not require medical treatment. Personal protective equipment. What is PPE and how does it affect you? PPE means personal protective equipment, equipment that has been designed to protect you from potential injuries. When required for certain job assignments, PPE will be issued to you and it's your responsibility to wear it. PPE could include safety glasses when your eyes are exposed to potential injury, gloves to protect your hands, hard hats for head protection, hearing protection for high noise areas, face shields to protect your face, respirators, specialized shoes. All these and more are considered personal protective equipment. Electrical safety. Electrical safety is another important safety consideration. Naturally, everyone has been exposed to electricity and how dangerous it can be if it's misused. Generally, in the workplace, you should always inspect electrical cables, cords, and plugs for frays, cracks, cuts, or defects before you use them. If the electrical tools or equipment you use do not say double insulated on the manufacturer's tag, then they must be grounded with a 3-prong plug and a grounded cable. This provides some degree of protection from electrical shock in case of a malfunction or short in the tool. What this means is there must be a 3rd prong on the plug. The 3rd wire goes to ground. In case of a short or malfunction, the electricity will flow through this 3rd wire to ground and not through the person holding the malfunctioning tool or equipment. Of course, if the ground wire is not properly connected to the system or the 3rd prong is missing from the plug, then there is no electrical shock prevention. Always check and test your equipment for safety before you use it. Control of hazardous energy. You may or may not work in an area with machinery. If you do, you need to be aware of lockout-tagout, or what is called control of hazardous energy. This means that when someone is working on or servicing equipment, The safety of the person working on the machine is mandatory. To make sure the machine doesn't start accidentally, all hazardous energy must be locked out. Hazardous energy could be electricity, springs under tension, gravity, where heavy parts could fall down, liquids, or steam under pressure, or other hazardous energy sources. Even if you don't work in these areas, or you're not a mechanic or machine operator, it's important to know about these tags and locks. Never remove any of these tags or locks unless you're the person who placed them there. Don't attempt to start any machine that has a lock or tag on it. Lockout and tag-out procedures save lives. In case of fire, exit the building by appropriate exits. Remain calm and report to your designated area so your supervisor can account for you. It's important to know if anyone is left inside the building or if they are missing. In case of earthquake or a tornado, it's best not to go outside. Falling electrical lines, broken glass, or other dangerous conditions could exist outside your building. Experts recommend that you get under a sturdy desk or other heavy object and duck, cover, and hold. Duck under a heavy object for safety. Cover your head with your hands and hold that position until it's safe to move. In cases of emergency, there are people assigned to direct you to safety or what action you should take to protect yourself. Remain calm and use your good judgment and training to protect yourself and the lives of others. Housekeeping is checking your work area for materials, cords, cables, or other items that can cause slips, trips, and falls. It's checking your equipment to make sure grease or oil doesn't leak on floors, causing potential slips, falls. Housekeeping is checking closets for trash, debris, or other potential hazardous conditions. It's taking the time to make sure your entire area is neat, clean, and organized, putting tools where they belong when you've finished using them. Housekeeping is picking up paper, trash, or debris when you see it, even if it's not in your department. Housekeeping is your responsibility no matter where you work. Fire prevention. Along with housekeeping is fire prevention. Good housekeeping is the first step in fire prevention. If you have poor housekeeping, you don't have good fire prevention. Next are fire extinguishers. If you don't know how to use extinguishers, learn how. It's not as easy as it looks because in case of fire, everyone is under pressure and may panic. It's difficult to learn how to use an extinguisher at the time a fire occurs. As a review of the use of extinguishers, the first rule is life safety is paramount. This means that unless it's safe to do, don't try to play the hero and try to extinguish a fire that could be hazardous. Your life is more important than property. However, it can be done safely using the key word PASS to remember the proper procedures for extinguishing a fire. First, stand about 8 to 10 feet away from the fire. You don't want to be close to the fire because the pressure of the extinguishing agent may spread the fire. Stay about 8 to 10 feet away. Think PASS, P-A-S-S. PASS stands for pull the pin. Aim the nozzle towards the fire, squeeze the handle, and then sweep from side to side. That's PASS. Causes of accidents and injuries. What causes accidents and injuries? Does anyone know the cause? Actually, statistics have been maintained by a number of organizations and insurance companies over the years. With millions and millions of accidents and injuries, it's fairly easy to determine the different accident types, causes, and other information. Accidents are investigated to determine what happened, so precautions and safety standards can be implemented to prevent the same type of accident from repeating. That's one reason we have so many safety rules and regulations. If people keep falling off ladders, that could reveal that ladders are unsafe to use. Upon investigation of ladder accidents, professionals can determine how the ladder was used and what actually caused the accident. In most cases, it wasn't the latter. It was the person using it and using it improperly. This is true of most accidents, not just using ladders. You'd be surprised to learn that 85 to 98% of all accidents and injuries are the result of unsafe acts of people. That's right, unsafe acts of people. Not equipment, not floors, not ladders, not machines, but people. How can that be? People don't try to have accidents, don't try to injure themselves. That's true, but unfortunately, most accidents are caused by unsafe acts of people. We're not saying that physical hazards never cause or contribute to an accident, because they do. However, 85 to 98% of accidents and injuries are caused by the acts of people. People taking shortcuts, not following proper procedures, ignoring safety rules, and just not paying attention. It's the priority we place on safety that makes the difference. When we think about the possible risks before starting a job and consider how our actions might affect the safety of others, injury and illness is less likely to happen. Safe lifting, back injury prevention. Back pain is a fact of life. Many of us have suffered back pain and know that it's something to avoid. Most doctors don't agree upon what treatment for back pain is best. However, they all agree exercise and diet will greatly reduce your chances of back pain or injury. Since we're not doctors, you should get medical advice on diet and exercise that's best for you. Proper work practices will make a difference. There are some safe lifting techniques you can use to reduce the potential of injuries and back pain. Safety is a job requirement, but more importantly, safety is a moral obligation to yourself, the company, co-workers, and your family. One accident is simply one too many. Thank you.